Um, if you have any question, please, prepare them. You can ask any questions you want. This is the time to ask questions. A few announcements before we do that. From next month, Guru will start offering public talks. So once a week on Wednesdays from 7 p.m. Australian time, Guru will give like a live public talk, which is going to be very interesting topics that you might want to learn about. I know that for some of you, knowing things is very important. You know, the practice is what's really important, but for some of us, like we want to know things. So Guru will be giving talks about the origin of the universe, what is karma, what is dharma, how to find your purpose, what's happening with reincarnation, where is God, and all these different dharma talks related to our practice and spirituality in general. So very interesting. Every Wednesday from 7 p.m. It's going to be happening online on his YouTube channel. We're building the channel now, so we need subscribers. And when we get 50 subscribers, we can start doing lives every week. So please help us promote the channel. Once a month, every Saturday, there will be an open day at the ashram. So, I'm organizing a group. We're going in October for a retreat there. We're spending 3 nights at the ashram. We're going to be there. But you don't have to go with us. You can go by yourself if you want to visit the ashram. Every first Saturday of the month will be an open day for people to go and visit and meet Guru, and Guru will give a talk and a blessing. So that's publicly for anyone. A lot of people ask me, how can I meet your guru? I say, you can't because he doesn't see people publicly. You can only come if you become a student and then you can go and meet him. But now there will be an open day once a month on Saturdays. And then from next year, there will be scheduled ceremonies like weekend ceremonies or 3 day ceremonies where you can just go by yourself and go there and do fasting and do your own thing and do like a in-depth practice. And that's going sometimes I will run retreats that will tie to that, or you can just go there and give a donation to the ashram, and then you can do it by yourself, with some other people that might join from Japan, Europe, Russia, whatever country. They might be coming to do Munubrata only for students, okay? Only for students. So that's what's happening. Now, a question for Guru, for Sri Guru. I have a question that I would like you to share about, which is all the different aversion we might have to spirituality and especially to the practice. For example, like wearing white. For some of us, like, why do I have to wear white? I mean, if I'm connected with God, I don't need to wear white, and it looks like a cult. Some people might have aversion to that, like, why do I have to wear white? Or why do I have to bow to the guru? Or, like bow and, going to his feet. It's like, I can just talk to God. Why do I have to have that level of surrendering and higher respect to the guru when I can just, if we are all the same, why do I have to do those things? Or even like, with the fourfold prayer, this came last night in our session, when we do the fourfold prayer, there is something that's talk about, forgive the sins of your servants. I mean, what is the sins that I can forgive myself? Why do I have to ask for forgiveness and ask for pretty much, forgiveness to God for my sins? And it's like, what is the sin? And why do I have to be like devotional and worship something? I think the element of worshiping a guru or worshiping God in the way of fully surrendering is quite triggering to some people. Even people that are practicing, even for some of us, a lot of people don't join this type of groups because we have to worship something, or because we have to wear white, or because we have to bow to the guru. And my understanding is like the mind is on the way, and the mind, the ego, is ensuring its survival by not trying to surrender to a higher power. So can you explain a bit of that? Can you give us some help to all of us that we might be a little bit tricky with the fourfold prayer, wearing white, and all these different things? Can you talk on that, please? I think you are mute right now. So let me see if I can unmute you there. Yep.
Okay, so then address, yeah. Why white? This is part of the training actually. I mean the color sometimes most of the time is influence our mind. If we use red, if we use black, if we use white, if you use a blue or something like that, we are not aware that it's very influence the mind. Yeah. When we use black, for example, uh, when it influence the mind with a little dark, sadness, something like that, we are not aware that this can influence. And then when we use a white, this is also to train the mind to be whiter, whiter. Yeah. It's affecting actually the mind. And then when we from starting to see everything white, the mind can be a bit clearer actually. Yeah. Bit clearer, and then the energy also work like that. Yeah. So we use many ways of purification. One is the colors, and then why start with white before the other colors? Because white is very. This is like the source for the to attain the enlightenment. From white, it's gonna be clearer. This is one part of how we can clear the mind. And then other colors is just kind of like a stain for the mind first. And then after that, when we attain this, and then it's no problem with the other colors. That so why we start with white, in order we can clear the mind first. Clearer. When we used to see the white, and it can help us also. And then why we bow to the guru. The first, it start with the guru, and then also we need to sometimes just like this with friends and all others. This is the training also for the mind to release the negative ego. So we are not always like this, and this is also can purification process. How we can decrease the negative ego bit by bit. When we doing that, we can respect others. And then one of the nature of soul will be appear there, which is the nature of mutual understanding, decrease the selfishness, decrease the greed, something like that. So the selfishness, for example, from this, then it's not possible to be surrendered to God when we not train ourselves to decrease the ego, the negative ego, the selfishness. This is also purification process. How we can decrease the negative ego within us, in our mind, because it's come along with the spiritual practice. Is very powerful actually. The blessing at that time also come together. Sometimes the flow, people bow to the feet of the guru. Why feet? Feet is symbolizing of the flow of the knowledge actually. If it's like a nozzle, like a pipe, this is where the water is coming from. Like that. So it's said to be on the feet, holy feet of the guru, holy feet of the God. This is actually to symbolize where the knowledge is coming from, flowing from. In a higher knowledge, in a higher phase, This is actually the power of God, the flowing of the power of God, and then the flowing of the knowledge. That's why in the ancient time also there's many symbol which is using feet of the master, feet of the God. Yeah, that's sometimes is statue of the feet, something like that. This is just symbolizing of the where is the knowledge flowing.
Still there? We can. I think we can't hear you. Um, Maybe a phone call came in. Can you hear him? Because I can't. Oh, good. Yeah, he's just stuck there, like holding a beer. That's how he looks in my screen.
From something like that. So the higher process of sorry.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you for a while. I think your internet might be a little bit low. Now you're gone. So he might come soon. Sometimes when the phone call come in, he gets stuck a little bit there. So still recording, yes. Yeah, it's good to ask these questions because a lot of people wonder, and even like we all have our doubts with certain things, and it's good to know why. For me, the way I do it, I just trust that there is a reason for everything. So whatever guru tells me, I'll do it. I have trust. If I'm in this, I'm full in. Even though sometimes my mind gets a little bit, start doubting things. Deep within, I know it's the truth. It's just that sometimes if I'm in the ashram, if I'm tired, and I feel like, why am I doing this? Just wasting my time. But then when I go within, I feel it. It's the truth. It's only when I'm getting my head, when I'm in my head. And that's why the practice is so important. Because if we are in our head, we hear questioning everything. It's like love. I always talk about this. Like, you cannot have a conversation about love through the mind. You have to go into your heart. And for me, this practice is the same. It has have to be done from the heart, not from the mind. Because the mind will never find the answers. Because there are no answers that will satisfy the mind for us to trust the process. We trust it from here, not from here. So we're highly intellectual. It's very difficult to trust because there is no evidence to a mind level from a scientific point of view. I'm a scientist myself, but I don't use that brain to understand this practice. I use my heart, and that's the difference. And then I trust with my heart, not with my logical brain, because my logical brain will find faults everywhere. So I don't use it. I drop into my heart, and that allows me to trust Guru and to trust the practice, and I just do whatever because I trust from my heart. You back?
You back? Yeah, if somebody called me,
Yeah, I thought
and then
so.
it's blank. Yeah. So then, actually, this is a symbol. This is a training. This is purification. All is just about how to purify the mind. All is just a process, actually. Process of purification the mind with many ways, and then train the mind. So it's take a time, and then the point is not about uh, uh, about the ego of the guru, but it's all is about process of purification until we can decrease the negative ego, and then the at the times the purification for the mind is also happening, and then this between soul to soul actually. All is about process of purification the mind, and then until we can decrease the negative ego, we will understand the mutual understanding, because the mutual understanding is the nature of soul. Right. And then the mutual respect, all is that the process is to attain this. and then by this we attain harmony, yeah, and then the tolerance.
Is that another phone call coming
Happening,
through?
yeah, until the God, the divine, see the sincerity of us in doing that. Yeah, that's the process, and then this is the process of how the mind and then switch by the soul. It's all process, bit by bit. And then about the sins, this is very significant. Why its name is sin? The sin is coming from the little, every second we create a stain actually in our lives. This is we need to eliminate, and then only the divine or God can eliminate this, because this create a bad memory in our lives, and then it's create a bad karma. It's create all the bad thing that can happen in our future that disturb our lives. The stain that manifests is the first from our mind. We cannot control that. Every second our mind is stained by a bad thinking, bad thought. We cannot control it. It's happened every second. We are not aware that our mind make a stain to our lives, that affecting our lives. And then from bad thought, if we not control it, it manifests into talk. And then when we cannot control it, it manifests into action. It's happened all the times. Every second, every minute it's happened. That's why every times we just spend 1 time a day to pray for requesting for the deleting the sin, forgiving the sin. But we made the sins by this sin every minute, every second, by our thought. So
So
we
what,
cannot
so
control
what,
this.
question, why do we feel aversion to do so? Why one might feel aversion to do that?
What is it, version?
Aversion. Why one might feel aversion to do that, like to ask forgiveness for the sins? Why do you think we don't like to do that, some of us?
Oh, you don't like to do that? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because that's the job of your mind. Yeah, your mind will refuse this because the mind like to make a sin. Uh, the stain is coming from your mind. Your mind create the stain every minute. That what the mind love to do. And then we try to ignore this, try to delete this, try to gain this, and then the mind will fight. And then it's not acceptable. That's why we need to purify this. We need to get rid of this with many ways. We use it with colors, with attitude, with many things, and then we pray. So because it's very very uh, struggling process, very struggling process. Not everything is easily to be accepted by mind.
So
Yeah.
what happens if I refuse to do all of that? If I refuse to wear white, if I refuse to ask forgiveness for my sins, if I refuse to bow, and I still do the mantras, and I do the mantras a lot, but I refuse to do all the protocols of the practice. What happened then? What happened? What are the consequences of doing that?
It's no problem as long as you're still chanting the mantras. Is no problem. But is maybe gonna take it rather slow. But as long as you're still chanting the mantra, and then you're not bowing, you're not do all other things, and not using white, no problem. But when the power of the mantras is get into your soul,
Hmm. I think I can finish that sentence. I think what he was going to say is that when the mantra gets in, you don't care about what you're wearing. You wear white, you bow, you do all the things you were refusing to because the soul will influence the mind now and we let go of any aversion, attachments, and whatever we have. So I think that's where he was going to say that, which is what I believe already. Like if you keep doing the mantras, even if you have any aversion, it might take you a few more thousand lifetimes until one day the mantras gets in and then you get to do it that way. But yeah. But that's what I said. Like the quicker you surrender, the better. And it's like we are working against us. Like for me, going to live at the ashram, I'm refusing it. And Guru's like, yeah, fine, stay in Australia, keep living the life you want. But then what happened? I am not living there. So it's like, okay, it might take you a few more lives. You can do it now. Are you back, dear Guru?
Yes, now I'm back.
Yeah, you were in the middle of
Yeah.
the sentence.
Sorry.
You
Yeah.
were
So it's
saying,
no problem. You can.
yeah, you
Yeah.
were saying that if the mantras gets in, what happened when the mantra gets in into the soul?
Yeah. When the mantra get in the soul, then the mutual respect, and then the all kind of that will happen itself with all sincerity. So you don't need to worry with this procedure actually. Uh, once the mantras get into your soul, and then your mind is influenced, and then you will understand the mechanism between God and Guru, uh, how the energy is flowing and everything, and then you also don't need to worry about it, and then let it happen itself. Uh, this is actually how the God using the Guru to uh, flow the power, the blessing, the energy. That's why most of the times the on the ancient religion they cannot identify between the Guru and God, like the Buddha, Jesus. So they are chat attached together like that. So that's actually happening. Um, so when we chanting the mantra, chant the mantra, no problem. Without going, without is doesn't matter. It doesn't matter actually. But keep consisting the mantra, the pray, and then the four-fold prayer is very important actually, because that you have to do it. Yeah. You don't need to bow to the human, living human. There's no problem. But and then you keep constanting the mantra, uh, and then by this, then bit by bit, the mind will be influenced by the soul, and then we start to understand why then uh, what's the relationship between Guru and God. Only that, and then all gonna happen bit by bit. The harmony of the feeling, the mutual respect, and then the awareness between that you and me are the same, have the same soul, something like that. So even you use one way, not many ways, it's happened. Still, as long as we can keep that's the chanting the mantras, so we anticipate the mind to manipulate. Logically, when we use many ways, it's easier, quicker for the mind to surrender. When we use one ways, maybe it take a little bit times, but it also will work. Uh,
Thank you so much for that. I'm going to upload that to our new YouTube channel of the ashram. So We got like 25 followers now. We got people watching all the open videos. So for
Yeah,
everyone, like the practices we do here, they're all secret. So we cannot share the practice, but the
yeah,
talk can be shared. So I'm making videos with all the different talks and I'm putting it on YouTube for just anyone to watch. And we're getting some traction, which is good. Thank you so much for that. That was very valuable, I think. I'm going to share this with everyone. It's good understanding of why. Ultimately, it's surrendering for me. I guess like fully surrender to the practice. And well, if that's what I have to do, I'll do it. I just trust through it my heart. Logically, I will never get to a logic understanding of it. So I bypass my own mind by saying, you know what? If I talk from here, if I try to understand you from here, there is no enough evidence or reason for me to believe what you're saying. I just trust with my heart, and I guess that's what is my journey since I was a kid. I was taught to trust, and then I just trust with this, and then I go deep into the practice. Anyone have any questions at all? Anyone would like to ask anything? Um, so yeah, as you know, as everyone knows, at the end of the month, we get Guru to give us a blessing. And then it's important for us to meet every week and do our practice. So if there are no questions, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. We have this video for us if you want to watch it again. Thank you so much, dear Guru. That was great. I will see you in about two
much.
weeks.
Yeah, very happy
I'll
to talk
see
to you.
you in I'll be there on the 25th of September with my parents. So I'm looking forward to do that.
Okay,
And then I'll see you with the whole group. We have about 15 people coming for the October Bali retreat. So looking forward to spending time with you to get your blessings there and yeah, to do the practice and help at the ashram build things. Om Namah Shivaya,
all namaste.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you everyone for joining us, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye everyone.